and I welcome the opportunity to take part in the post-European Council debate or contribution to the Dáil. And I have to say, I was listening to the Taoiseach of Radker today and his speech, and I have it here in front of me. And what he said was, "Tá cuasaí do olinga agus is scanal don daune, lani Iar-Eorpach son sus Comhairle." Comhairle, this situation is intolerable and a scandal to the world. Ireland will continue to work for an immediate ceasefire. I totally agree with him that it's a scandal to the world. It's even more of a scandal to us because we're not one of the big boys. And I'm going to repeat again over and over that we're an independent sovereign state and a republic. And we should now make our rhetoric mean something. And Comhairle, for the record, I wouldn't tolerate anti-Semitism on any level or be in anybody's company in relation to that. And it's a false argument to put that up, because criticising the Israeli government and the army and what is utterly, completely different than being anti-Semitic. And what's happening now is absolutely shocking. The backbenchers, Minister, have stood up, and I have to admire them, except it amounts to rhetoric, really, when they're part of a government that's not following through. You can't have it everywhere with the level of death and destruction in Gaza. It's now different. It appears different from the sky if you read the submission. The destruction, there is no country for the Palestinians to go back to. And so when we talk about a two-state solution, where is the state? Where is it? Now, if we can stand up as a small country and a proud republic to tell Israel that this is simply wrong, shocking, in my opinion it's genocide, but I will await the outcome of the court in that regard. But the figures speak for themselves. If you look, and I've mentioned it 3 times already, I've cited the submission, I've given the pages where we take our quotations from the President of Israel, from the Prime Minister of Israel, and from their various army officials and so on, and their members of parliament. There's no room for greyness. There's no room for anything here. They're telling us clearly what they're doing. And Deputy Whitmore mentioned stepping outside the door last week, as other TDs, to list the names of the people. I went out to do that thinking it would be easy. It was far from easy. And I haven't suffered. And I'm reading out the names of people who have died, babies, 1, 2, 3. And I would appeal to any of, including the Comhairle, to actually try that. Try that and not cry. 2, 1, 3, Isha Kuig, Isa Shea. It doesn't take a very brave army to kill children like that. And so I think at some stage this small Dáil in this small country should come together and tell Israel, who we regard as a friend. We haven't thrown out the Israeli ambassador to say, you can't do this. This is utterly wrong. We call it genocide, you call it what you like, but it's totally wrong and we won't tolerate it. The whole point of the Genocide Convention was to make sure what happened to the Jewish population, as well as other people, would never happen again. It is happening in front of our eyes. It's been verbalised in front of our eyes, and still we stand here. And so we come to the European leaders coming together, and they're talking about increasing the European community and looking at tightening up the borders and so on. To me, that's utter madness at the moment when we're facing the existential threats that we're facing. And then we have the duplicity and the hypocrisy of our attitude in relation to the Ukraine. We have no problem using condemnatory language over and over again. Last night I watched the questions and I participated in them again this morning. Absolutely no hesitation in condemning what Russia has done, bringing in sanctions and giving any amount of money. And yet when it comes to the people of Palestine, we stand up here, the government, and says we've given money to UNRWA and we've given money here, there, while the country is being destroyed. And we're allowing it, Comhairle. We're actually allowing that to happen. And what do we do with our friends, the US? We allow them to back Israel to the hilt with weapons, with money and with support. Germany doing the same thing, and England. Are we going to tolerate that? Are we going to stand idly by as those 3 countries support Israel in their genocide and their destruction of a country? And the more I read and the more I try to understand, the Palestinian people never had a chance with the big boys when they carved up and gave a nation to Israel and left the Palestinians and left 750,000 of them leave with not a chance of coming back. They never had a chance. And you know what impresses me? And impresses the wrong word. They're still fighting. They're still there. The very least that they deserve from us is our support in a unified fashion. Thank you.